Okay guys, Humans for Targets here, and I'm going to show you how to completely unassemble and reassemble a Glock magazine, and I'm also going to explain to you what causes the slide to stay back after the last round is fired, and show you in detail what makes that happen. Okay, so right now we're going to start off by taking the magazine apart. I have the Glock Armorer's tool. You can use a punch. It will work also. This is just what I like to use. Okay, first of all, what you do is take your magazine, turn it upside down. See the hole right here with the tab coming through? There's a small plate in there that has this tab on it. So what you're going to do is take the Glock Armorer's tool, like this from up above, and just press it straight down through like that. You're not going to hurt anything. That's the way to do it. Okay, now there's a locking tab on this side of the magazine and also on this side of the magazine that needs to have a little bit of pressure pushed on both sides. So what we're going to do is grab it with your finger and thumb like this and squeeze it a little bit, and then pull forward with the tool that's in there. Pull forward like this, and it should pop right off like that. Now once that happens, when you take this off, this is very important, you need to keep your thumb over this hole. This spring is under very heavy tension, and it will fly out of here, and it will push the plate underneath at a pretty high rate of speed. So keep your thumb over the back as you slide this plate forward, and as you can see, there's the plate that was underneath with the tab that was coming up through that hole. Okay, so now what we're going to do is take that little plate off. First, let me show you that plate. This plate, let me get a light here. This plate has a little square frame edge in there. The spring fits perfectly into that edge as it seats in. That spring just fits in there perfectly, and it holds it as it pushes it down. Okay. Now what we're going to do is take out the spring and follower. All you do is just pull the bottom of the spring like this, and there's your spring and follower out. Okay, now I have Wolf 10% extra power springs on my Glock magazines. It's a little bit more pressure and more power from the standard factory Glock mags, and if they ever do relax a little bit, it won't affect the magazine. The springs last a little longer. That's why I have those. Okay, but anyway, if you were going to change the magazine spring, you would just come up here, see that hole right there? This top coil of the spring goes in that hole, and it's open in there, as you can see. You just put your Glock tool under there, press up, and that leg pops out, and you reinstall the new spring the same way. There's no really way to get this wrong because the spring is different on each end. You cannot put it on this end. That would be impossible. So it's easy to change mag springs by just popping that up and out right out of that hole right here. It just pops out and comes right off. Okay, now we're going to reassemble the magazine. Just make sure you put your follower in the right way. It won't go in right the wrong way, but okay. Put your spring and follower in, slide it into the magazine like that. Now you got to take this cap and take your cap that goes along the bottom with the tab and put it on the spring like that. Now here's what I wanted to show you. See how the spring coil fits under that edge of that tab perfectly? It holds it from sliding left to right in there. See, that coil is in there just perfect. That's how the base plates are on every Glock magazine. Now what you do is just push it down into the magazine body. That's all, just like this. I'm sorry I was off camera there. Push it down into the magazine body. Just push it straight down like this. And now you get your base plate started back on. Make sure it's down there all the way. Keep pressure on the top of this base plate because it will go flying. But I want you guys to see how this locks in. Okay, you're going to see that tab lock into that hole. There you go. Now your magazine is reassembled and ready to go. Also, Very important point. When you clean these magazines, never ever put oil anywhere inside this magazine without wiping it out. You only need to put a cleaner in there. If you put any type of oil inside of this magazine or on the spring, it's only going to collect all the dust, dirt, and debris from when you fire, and it's going to hold it and trap it in there, and it could cause magazine failure after a period of time. So never ever leave this spring. This spring needs no oil, so never leave it with any oil on it. If you do, wipe it off. It will only cause you problems if you put oil in there. Personally, I just clean it and I don't put anything in there. Okay, now I'm going to show you what makes the slide on the Glock stay back after the last round's fired. First, I'm going to start off by putting a Corbon 40 cal round in the Glock 23 magazine. Now I'm going to insert it into the frame of the gun. And as you can see, what I want you to pay attention to here is right here. I hope this is coming through good on the camera. This is your slide stop lever. This is what holds the slide open after the last round's fired. It comes in here and it travels down along here. This tab right here is a part of this slide stop lever that you can release to drop the slide, or it raises to stop the slide after the last round's fired. Now pay attention to that tab right there. Okay, now if this were the last round that I was going to fire, after it came out of the magazine, this is what would happen. See how the slide stop lever is raised? This piece right here is on this lip of the follower. Let me get another one here. See this little cutout right here? That serves a big purpose. That cutout right here is what raises that slide stop to hold your slide back. If you have a round in here, this will never touch your slide stop lever tab inside the frame of the gun because the round is too high. So that little tab serves a very important purpose. It's just right there. After that last round is fired, this comes up high enough for that tab to push up on that slide lock lever, which raises and keeps your slide back after that last round's fired. There's nothing more to it than that. Just that little bar right there being pushed up after the last round is fired, and this raises all the way up. That little piece I showed you pushes that up, which is connected to your slide stop, which raises it up and stops your slide after the last round's fired. Alright everyone, Humans for Targets, more videos coming soon. I'm out.